about like a year and a half ago, so there may be like sweet potato.
Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Ladies and gentlemen, I feel like I am on Team Mariah Carey when it comes to her Christmas classic, All I Want for Christmas Is You, which is playing faintly above our heads. Hopefully it's not coming through the microphones so we don't get sued for royalties. No, I don't own the rights to any Mariah Carey songs. But I'm okay with Mariah Carey and her Christmas classic. That song has made her a lot of money. This is what I'm saying, friends. Hear me out on this. Whoever wrote Baby Shark, the song that annoys everyone, is now richer than all of us. So what's our Baby Shark going to be? I know I've mentioned this on the show before, but let's put our heads together and get that paper so we can all stop working. Or one of us just needs to win the lottery and then share. Welcome to the Hy-Vee Today Show. This is Tony Tone. It is Thursday, the 5th of December. Can you believe how fast this week is going by? I just saw out of the corner of my eye expected high temperature today of 54 degrees. That's exciting. Just don't look at the forecast for next week. Just do this move. I can't see you, cold weather, coming back because it is going to be a lot colder next week. But we're going to be excited for today, right? That says 52. The TV said 54. You know TV, though, mostly fake news. So I'll go with the 52 as advertised on the screen. 37 tomorrow, 41 Saturday. Wintry mix arrives on Sunday at a high of 48. Monday, 40, and then Tuesday, 22. Which is appropriate since next week we'll be freezing for food. So you got to be a little cold when you're having the freezing for food. I should mention something a little hotter. The hot deals here at Hy-Vee that started yesterday on the front page of the ad inside the Discover Muscatine newspaper are just that. They will warm your soul from things like Driscoll raspberries and blackberries to bippity boppity bacon and those awesome brew pub Latza Matza pizzas. Those are deals on the front page of the Hy-Vee ad that are way below normal price, and they will keep you warm because those are some hot deals. How about 2 Weeks of Love? Let's mention that before we get officially rolling. So that's going on. 19th annual 2 Weeks of Love supporting the Salvation Army. The Hawkeye hauler truck is parked at Krieger's right now. Tantera Transportation Corporation, based out of Muscatine, hauls the Iowa Hawkeye football team across the country. They'll be taking them to their bowl game. And for this week and next week, one of those very cool Iowa Hawkeye hauler trucks will be used to fill with toys this week, today and tomorrow. And then next week, starting Monday, looking for non-perishable food donations. 19 years of 2 Weeks of Love, freezing for food, toy time. Again, everything collected during this week with the toy drive and next week with the food stays locally here in Muscatine. It's just fantastic. We definitely want you to take advantage of it and have some fun doing so, okay? So please consider getting involved with this campaign. Again, it's been going on for a long, long time. I want to share with you the text that my wife's sending, but I don't think I can. But it's quite amusing. So, hey, there's Steve, everybody. We found you. I sent you a text. You see my text? I sent you a little text on the old Steve phone. Did you get that? Hi, good. All right, perfect. All right, let's get to our guest who's patiently waiting with Senior Resources. Kelly Cunningham is here making her first appearance on the show, and it's very appropriate that she's here. We've got this bag on display. Thank you for being here. It's great to have you. This is exciting. I'm glad that this is all it all timed out really well. And we're going to talk more about these bags in just a second. But can we get maybe a little background on yourself for the folks that are watching, and then would love to talk about Meals on Wheels and that awesome function that helps folks in Muscatine.
Yes. So I grew up here.
Perfect.
And then I went to University of Iowa.
Okay.
And after that, I studied film there.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I moved to Texas,
okay.
Austin, and worked in a couple movies and did a whole bunch of other things so that I could eat.
Yeah.
And I came back.
Sure.
I went to graduate school in Chicago for
cool.
3 years.
Nice.
got my master's in screenwriting.
Wow.
Then I moved to Los Angeles for about a year, and then about a year ago, almost today, actually, I moved back here. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah, I like to carry boxes.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, so if I do ever have the $1 million idea, the next Baby Shark, you could help me write it if I was going to write it into some type of script.
Yes, and I support that, like Baby Shark the movie, except for, whatever our version of that is.
So my initial plan was Pickles the hamster, rest in peace, my kid's hamster, and his wild tales of escaping his cage were very popular when I would write about him in the newspaper, and then he had an untimely demise. But that's not to say that we can't get another Pickles Part 2 and carry that out. So you could help me with that script. That's really cool.
I could. I also actually have a runaway hamster.
Okay.
We have that in common. His name is Hammy. And he's escaped twice.
Oh,
Once
no.
was for a full 5 days.
Oh,
and
no.
so now I have these little tiny padlocks that I bought on Amazon.
Oh, that's
and he is
hilarious.
padlocked into his cage because he can get out any other way. Nothing else will stop him.
See, this is what I'm saying. This could be it. This could be the collaboration I've been waiting for. That is super cool. So spent some time in LA, back in Muscatine, and not only back in Muscatine, but at a great place, Senior Resources. And Meals on Wheels is so important. I mean, literally bringing food to seniors across Muscatine that would otherwise not have food, correct?
Exactly, yes.
It's so wild that, I think about that a lot, that there are people that are just the only circumstance they find themselves in is that they're aging and they don't know if they're going to eat today, and that does not sit well with me.
Me either.
Right.
I know when you're on a fixed income, that's kind of something that will happen. You pay for your living expenses, you pay for your insurance premiums, that's a thing, and that's something that's very important for seniors as well. And then, whatever's left is what you're eating on, and that's not always enough. So, we try to make sure that they all have what they need and to provide as many resources as they can to help seniors in our community stay at home.
It's a big deal. I wonder how many... do you know how many folks receive meals via Meals on Wheels?
Right now we have about 50, and the program is still growing. We are adding actually 2 or 3 more people just this week.
Holy moly.
We have a couple starting next week. We are, expanding. We have 4 routes that deliver Monday through Friday, and then we have 2 on Saturday. And we are actually opening up to expand to a 5th route, because it is growing so much, which is awesome. So.
Yeah, and I guess maybe for people maybe people don't know, so the food all comes out of senior. What's that process like for the people at home that need to understand how? You talk about 50 plus people. That's a lot of folks that are relying on this.
Yes,
and it's not like, you probably don't have a money tree at Senior Resources that keeps this program going. So if you want to help out monetarily, I'm sure that's okay, right?
Absolutely. Sure. No donation is too small. We are always accepting them. So the meals come from Trinity Hospital.
Okay.
They are, nutritious. They can accommodate dietary restrictions like low sodium or, diabetic diets. They, make sure to have 1/3 of your recommended daily allowance nutritionally, which is great. And they cost about $5 per meal.
Okay.
And it's kind of funded by a mixture of, different things, organizations around the community, United Way, and then private pay clients.
Sure.
So it's almost entirely volunteer run.
Wow.
We have, I have roughly 40 of the best volunteers you could ever ask for. And so they deliver Monday through Saturday on all holidays.
Wow.
And they pick up the meals about 10:30 at Trinity, and then they deliver the routes, which usually take about an hour. So. And
I think another part of this is that volunteer and the relationship, the rapport, or whatever you want to say that they have with the senior that's the recipient of the food, and I'm assuming that a lot of times that might be the only interaction that individual is having, and I know that because of the Hy-Vee home shopping grocery side that takes care of folks at Hershey Manor, and I delivered groceries once, and a lady told me, "You're the first person I've seen in 3 days," and it's like heartbreaking. It doesn't sit well with me. We're all getting older. Nobody's aging in reverse. And why is that a thing? Why are we neglect? I just feel like you get to a certain point and you're like, all right, well, hey, you had a good run, and now you're just going to kind of do your thing, and it's sad. It's sad to hear that. But again, there's all these good conscious efforts being made to help folks, but it's just so important. Like, it's a simple thing as handing over a meal, and a conversation that follows makes a big difference for somebody.
It does. And, just having someone knock at your door, a familiar face, because a lot of these volunteers have been doing this for many, many years, some of them around 30. And, having someone, a smiling face at the door makes a huge difference in someone's day, especially if that's the only person that you see that day. So we also try to, think of ourselves as doing a wellness check for the seniors that are alone and that may not have family in the area, to make sure they're up, they're moving around, they're doing okay. And, we can kind of check in on them and, what we're trying to do at Senior Resources is really kind of counteract that society kind of leaving behind our elders.
Absolutely.
And kind of make sure that they have all the resources that they need and that, they're not forgotten, they're not ignored. And, we want to, be their advocates if they need them. So.
And there's a lot of services offered at Senior Resources, and I'm cheating and looking at your sheet, and the SHIP program and the SHIP Navigators, super big deal for the folks out there, and you hope that they understand, again, everything that encompasses when you talk about Senior Resources. There's a lot to talk about, but the SHIP Navigators, the resources that are there for them to help with that Medicare. That insurance is the most confusing thing ever.
It is.
I mean, even at 36, I don't even really understand it. I know how much I pay, and then I just hope whatever, I'm covered. But this is so awesome, Kelly, to have the SHIP program in place to help them understand everything they need to do with the insurance, right?
Yes, and to save money, because again, fixed income, and so every penny that is going out counts. You want to get the best plan for what your needs are, and have it be the most affordable that you can. And open enrollment ends on December 7th, so we're right at the end of the home stretch, and we have 6 SHIP counselors that have been just working what feels like day and night for the past couple months, helping people with, get enrolled in Medicare for first timers, or helping folks that, have been on Medicare for a while save and get cheaper plans. And, answer any questions, because it is navigating it is frustrating. When I first had to get my own insurance, I was like, what is this? What is this? What does this mean?
The deductibles and all, it's so frustrating. It should be a lot easier to understand, but again, it's good to know that there's programs in place to help.
Yes.
This bag on the table, so this isn't here just to block me or be I mean, it is a prop, but it is pretty awesome. So we've got this program at the store, and I flip this tag around because it kind of explains. So for the month of December, for people that are watching, if you love using reusable grocery bags, these are $2.50 and $1 from every single bag. You can see it there on the screen from the Senior Resources Facebook page. $1 from every bag will be donated to Senior Resources to help out with whatever y'all need to take care of our seniors. And I just hope that people will come out. It's an easy way to contribute. I always jokingly say on this show, if somebody is rich and they have too much money and they don't know what to do with it, Senior Resources would be a great place to donate some of that Scrooge McDuck vault money.
Yes.
But if you're out and about around the holidays doing some shopping and you want to pick up a couple of those bags, easy way to help out.
Yes, it's the entire month of December. We get $1 from each purpose. As I've said, there's no amount is too small. So, that is your, contribution, and also you're reducing your carbon footprint, which is also important. And they're red and festive, so you can take all of your Christmas food and presents to your activities. And you can use this red bag.
You're right. Look at that. I mean, my Starbucks cup is red. The bag is red, and I just like what it says. Does this bag make my heart look big? And yes, when you know that you can help out. So come and buy, each of you watching, come and buy 10 of these.
You do.
$10.
Great Christmas gifts.
Yeah. And then speaking of Christmas, something that's gone on for a long time at Senior Resources, the Christmas baskets. So I wonder, we're here on December 5th. What is that looking like? Do you still need people to, is it adopt a senior or
we call it sponsoring.
Sponsor, thank you. I knew it was a different word. So sponsor a senior, do they have opportunities to do so?
They do.
Okay, good.
We had 175 applicants this
Holy
year.
moly.
And then we still have about 50 that still need to be sponsored.
Wow.
So you can come down to Senior Resources. We have a tree with ornaments, as we call them, and that has, a senior's name and kind of their wish list, and, you can, take one off the tree and, thereby sponsor that senior. We are also looking for, donations if you would rather do something like that.
Awesome.
Right now, we are pretty good on paper goods, but we are still in need of coats and, things like gift cards for groceries. Because, as we discussed, I think it's very important to feed people.
Yes,
make sure
absolutely.
people have the foods. And so we still have 50 seniors, so you can come on down. If you want to donate an item, that works. If you want to, sponsor a senior entirely, that's also great.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that you can make work is, will help, and we will take that.
So you stop by Senior Resources on Mulberry.
Yes.
Adopt, sponsor a senior, and then after folks purchase everything that's on that list, does it come back to Senior Resources? Is there a certain day for that?
They can. So there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can either deliver it yourself.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah, and
awesome.
so you can contact the senior and kind of set up a time to deliver, or you can bring it back to us and we'll do it. I think that Laura Vargas, our outreach coordinator, is talking about doing it the week before Christmas.
Perfect. Okay.
Some other businesses have offered to help. I think Non-Emergency Transport helped last year. I think we'll be doing that again. A great local organization.
Yep.
So, we're gonna make sure everyone gets their good Christmas.
Yeah, it goes to show you the need for services for our aging population. When you talk about Non-Emergency Transport, drive by their business every day. Ken and Dana LaRue started a couple years ago with 6 or 7 vehicles. They've got 50 vehicles to help, and sometimes it's just as simple as taking someone to a doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
And then bringing them back home. I mean, that's kind of their business model. I know that they do more than that. I'm not underselling it, but it just shows you. And when you talk about 170, I wrote that down, 175 seniors. So if you're watching and you're thinking, you're asking an awful lot this holiday season to help different causes, 175, look at it this way, 175 grandmas and grandpas asking for help, which is tough for most of us, especially as we get older. Get a little stubborn. I guess I'm a little stubborn. I don't know.
Me too.
I would say that I've inherited that. My dad's mom, my late grandma, Catherine, very stubborn. Great lady.
Same.
Lived to be 96. Tough as nails.
Awesome.
But it just is a thing. But there's still 175. And I'm compelled to think, Kelly, if there were 175 that applied, how many didn't because their stubbornness prevented them? So how many seniors right now are going to go without something, a necessity, things we take for granted? I don't want to think about it because it's sad, but I want to focus on that there's 50, and I feel like I want to sponsor, I can stop using that word, sponsor a senior with my family, because there's 50 left.
Yeah.
There's 50 ornaments, 50 people. Think of it that way. So if you're thinking of a way to contribute, oh my gosh, what an unbelievable opportunity. And thanks to the 125 folks that have stepped up and taken the role of sponsoring those folks. That's great.
It is. We've had, a lot of just, private citizens and also, different organizations around town. I know like Stanley Consultants,
awesome.
Donated a substantial amount of items and whatnot. And it's just been super helpful. It's simple things like, laundry soap and socks, simple necessities that we don't think twice about just going to the store and picking up, that someone who is on a limited income and also maybe can't drive, are in need of. And, we want to make sure that they have those just basic life necessities to help their daily lives better.
I hope that if you're watching and you jump in on that, you feel great about doing it. And if I would love nothing more than to ask, Kelly, how many names you got left next week? And it's 25. Can we have that amount in a week? I think we can do it. This is pretty compassionate, generous community, but there's still 50 people that are looking for help. So if you're watching, I encourage you to do so. Last thing we need to mention, certainly next week, December 11th, Lunch for a Cause at Sunnybrook. So this is super cool. Another way that people can contribute to helping senior resources, just eating lunch, right? I mean, what's easier than that? I mean, it's pretty awesome, right?
Basically, it's at Sunnybrook on Wednesday the 11th.
Perfect.
It is at 11:30 a.m. You get it's a chili lunch, so you get chili, cheese, corn, and a cinnamon roll for $6, which is a steal. Price, you can do dine in or carry out, so you don't have to stay there. If you're busy, you can eat it for supper. And then, everything benefits our Christmas basket program. So
great. It's great. So helping chip away at that 50 people that are still looking for help. And all you have to do if you're watching is go eat lunch next Wednesday, December 11th It's so crazy to think that next Wednesday will be the 11th of December.
I know.
And that'll put us 14 days away from Christmas. Isn't that wild?
I keep saying it seems like it was just Christmas of last year.
Right.
And like Christmas of this year is actually like 2 weeks away.
This late Thanksgiving is messing everything up. It's a whole thing. It's not cool. I'm over it.
Same.
I'm just done with this whole thing. So there you can see on the screen, Lunch for a Cause. It's nice, again, to have folks play well together. Whether it is Sunnybrook or Lutheran Living, everybody seems to understand that they're in the same business of helping seniors, and that's great. I don't think it happens everywhere else, but I like this group effort that we have. And I love everybody that works at all these places because they are very compassionate and empathetic people, and their hearts are in the right place when you talk about our aging population, because this is our reality. Like, listen, I feel like I went from 19 to 36. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I just blinked. I got gray hair now. I have glasses. I have glasses until 2 years ago. What's next? Start to have like lower back pain or something? I don't know.
Like as I sit here, I'm like,
right.
that's a thing. That's real.
Like this is all the reality. So the goal is to continue to have places like Senior Resources fully operational, well equipped to continue, because the need's not going to slow down.
Definitely not.
Right?
We're all getting older.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the healthcare field. Those jobs. There's always jobs for nurses and doctors, and the same thing with. We need places like Senior Resources to be able to keep serving, and it can be as easy as buying a bag at Hy-Vee and kicking $1 back towards Senior Resources, or having lunch next week, sponsoring one of those seniors. There's 50 left, and I'd be remiss. Again, my neighbor and the boss at Senior Resources, Pete DeGabriel, would love if you have that basement full of cash and you're like, I don't know what to do with all this cash. I don't know where to go. Maybe it helps with tax time. I don't have that problem. I mean, I'd love to have that problem to where I got to donate a bunch of money to help with taxes. That's all I want in life, is to be able, first got to get that baby shark money, then make the big donation, right? Because wouldn't it be nice, as I say all the time, to be able to write a check to a place like Senior Resources and go, don't worry about fundraising this year. Here's a check. And if you're out there, please consider it, because we're talking about, again, grandmas and grandpas.
Yes.
I love and miss my grandma, all my grandmas and my grandpas. They're great people, right?
Yes.
And they didn't have to worry. They didn't go without, but 175 people in Muscatine applied for the Christmas basket program. That's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people.
It's a staggering amount, if I say. I mean, I didn't think it would be that high.
It is, and those are just the ones that applied. I think 22%, I believe, of our population is considered, in Muscatine, is considered a senior. So that's only like a small chunk of 22% of the entire town that has asked for help. And, we don't want our grandmas and grandpas to not be able to, have a good Christmas or have clean clothes or stay warm and cozy. Because eventually it's going to be real winter instead of 54.
Right. Instead, it was 50 below last year. I don't know if you were back at that time. It seems like you were back at that time.
I got back just in time for winter.
You know what they don't have in California is 50. I mean, you have earthquakes. That's a whole thing.
Yeah, they do.
But I mean, 50 below zero is just. It should not happen again.
When it drops to 60 in California, everyone is busting out their parkas and like, this is California winter. I was wearing shorts that day, and it was like December 4th, and then I got back here, and I'm like, why didn't I not wait till March? Why am I here right now?
Right.
It is so cold here.
I totally get it. My cousin is a writer, producer at Family Guy.
That's awesome.
And whenever he comes back, he's like, I'm out of here. Like, why don't I come back during July and just skip coming back for Christmas? Like, what am I doing? You have to pack. He's like, I don't even have warm clothes. And I'm like, what a great problem to have, right? We have an abundance of coats, and I have this one I have this one Carhartt. It's the best jacket ever. I hate it. I hate it that I have to have it. You put it on and you start sweating. It's so warm. It's like, this is ridiculous. Unrelated to the Senior Resources hat, are you still writing on the side?
I am.
Yeah, I love it.
Still writing. Great. I am working. I've done produced a bunch of short films in Chicago over the past year. I'm also still writing. The next thing on my agenda is I'm trying to put together a collection of essays, and then once I finish those, to self-publish a book. So
excellent.
I am also doing that.
That's great. Yeah. And you still, I mean, obviously you studied film, so you must appreciate film.
I do.
Did you see The Irishman?
I haven't yet. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about it. I love all of those actors. I love Martin Scorsese. The fact that it's 3 hours long
It's
is
so
kind of
long.
what's made me avoid
It's
it.
very long. The de-aging stuff is weird.
People
but
say that.
I mean, if you the thing is, it's like if you like Goodfellas and Casino, this is in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Like it's Martin Scorsese, like long tracking shots, and I mean, it breathes, which is a very inside like film word. Like there's scenes that breathe maybe too much, too many breaths. But The Irishman's on Netflix, $160 million Netflix movie. Who would ever thought you'd say that phrase? But it's just those legends, right? I mean, it's wild. Did you see A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood?
I
haven't seen that yet either, and I love Mr. Rogers.
Oh, I do. I have read the script.
Oh.
It was
well,
just one of those weird
cool.
things that happens when you're in film school is that you get to sometimes read scripts.
That's cool.
And it definitely made me cry.
Oh.
It was a very huge like nostalgia like swell, and I am looking for. And that was before they had cast anyone. So
cool.
Tom Hanks,
I love
of
Tom
all
Hanks.
people, should be Mr. Rogers because he's basically the next generation's Mr. Rogers at this
he
point.
just seems like a nice guy.
He does,
So
and I'm
Mike,
looking forward to seeing it.
Did you know Mike Bridenstine?
Kind of, yes. He was a year older than me in high
Okay,
school.
yeah. So Mike's still out in L.A., does a podcast, had one of the guys that wrote the screenplay for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood on.
awesome.
And it's such a great story, and I just love movies. I'm getting back into the podcast game pretty aggressively pretty soon. And a friend of mine and I had this podcast called The One Seat Buffer, where we'd go see a movie at the Palms down the corner, and then we'd talk about it immediately following. And the joke with the one seat buffer is we're both big guys, and we have to have a one seat buffer in between us at the theater because we don't want to fight over the armrest.
I get that.
We're not doing that.
That's relatable.
So yeah, well, I'll have to reach out to you about that
Yes, that would be great.
if you have, that would be you'd be a good guest to talk about and. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate your time.
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Thanks for
Listen,
having me.
Senior Resources in Muscatine, worthy of your time and your support. Pick up a bag here at Hy-Vee. Go to lunch at Sunnybrook next Wednesday, December 11th. There are 50 seniors left in the Christmas Basket program. Started at 175.
Yes.
50 seniors looking to be sponsored. Consider doing that. It would make a big difference. And keep me updated on that.
I will
ya?
do that.
I
Absolutely.
want that number to shrink, and anything
too.
we can do to help, we're all in. All right, so
Thank
Chad,
you.
we got perfect CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam, and I can see Mike Church out of the corner of my eye, so we'll talk to him in just a second. Looking at the floral shop, yeah, I mean, come on now, look at Christmas right there in that shot. You can see poinsettias or poinsettia, poinsettias, I think is how you say it, and some nice wreaths, and then of course, you know, they've got those flower arrangements, and they have these fun little snowman like vases or vases, if you'll have it, and just past that, closer towards the counter, they've got those just because bouquets where, you know, just because you say something silly at home and you get in trouble, maybe you pick up a $5 or $10 just because bouquet so you don't have to find yourself in the doghouse. So stop by and see Catherine. And she also has these poinsettia trees. Picture on our Facebook page. Crazy. I didn't know that poinsettias grew that tall. Really cool thing. They're kind of like, they're zhuzhing them up a little. They're dressing them up. A little festive looking poinsettia tree. Chad, I'll airdrop you this picture. I didn't think I would talk about poinsettia trees this much ever in my life. But listen, it's a whole new world. So this is a poinsettia tree. You can see this at Hy-Vee Floral. And Catherine and her crew will take good care of you. So look at that. That's a poinsettia tree. Mike, you can head on over whenever you're ready, partner. That's a poinsettia tree. I don't know how much it costs. That's a giant poinsettia. Cool little holiday. If you zoom in on the bottom of that, I think I'm pronouncing it right. Don't give me a complex, will you? Poinsettia. Poinsettia. Look at that thing. Poinsettia. Here comes the hot stepper. Holiday greens, it says down there. Little Christmas. Like I said, they zhuzhed it up a little. I don't know if that's a word either, but we're making it a word. All right. Do we have Steve with the Toyota Muscatine cart camera heading, I believe, if I'm not mistaken? He's heading towards the meat department, which is a great segue into our next guest, who we'll get to in just a second. Steve also has the task of putting our elf, our Elfie on the shelfie, the Hy-Vee Elfie on display. So there he is. You can kind of see him in the cart. This is so great. The best idea I've ever had is to pawn this on to Steve. I think Steve secretly enjoys the challenge of putting Buddy on display, and I thought, how about in the meat department, because we're going to talk with Hy-Vee meat boss Mike Church right now. So Steve, anywhere on the counter, I would say, would be a good spot. And of course, if you take a selfie with Elfie and tag it on social media, you have a chance at winning a $100 Hy-Vee gift card, which is just marvelous. All right, Mike Church is here. Holidays in full effect. Thanksgiving was last week. Christmas is 20 days away. You went through a ton of turkeys, ton of hams, but it seems like, Mike, and I know that people can get different things for Christmas, and it's not just limited to a ham or turkey, but it seems like it's just going to be another busy couple of weeks for you in the meat department, right?
Yeah, it should be. I've been doing this for quite a while, and sometimes at the beginning of the month, it's a little overwhelming. You see all this stuff coming in your back room and everything you've had to pay for, and you're just praying to God that, hopefully this all sells. Well, fortunately, it does, believe it or not.
Yeah.
The amount of hams and turkeys that we go through,
I bet,
is pretty amazing.
Sure.
Basically, the reason why I'm here today, Tony, is I'm basically here to talk about somebody who owns a business and is looking to trying to find something or a gift idea for their employees.
I love it.
We do probably, right now, I probably have about 10 businesses that buy either like a ham or a turkey for their employees. And basically, I was just trying to get out there and put the word out there for some people that haven't done business with us before, as far as ham and turkey promo, or something for their employees, just to give them an idea. There's just a couple different avenues that we can do. Basically, here's an example for Monsanto.
Oh, look at that!
And here's one for
I'll
Carver
hold this up. So this is awesome. So this is a business in town looking to do something nice for their employees around the holidays.
Yes.
Our friends at Bayer, formerly Monsanto, great people. Chris Bohr, Sean Schrader. You know Sean Schrader's going to Germany. Did you hear that? Taking a job in Germany.
Really?
That's a pretty good thing for him. We love Sean, though. So look at this right there, Mike, on the screen. This is great. Thank you, Bayer Muscatine employees, for winning every day. So this is something that the employee is able to take into Hy-Vee, go back to the meat department.
Correct.
And then I'll pull it up. They can. They got their choice right there. Look at that.
So basically, if the business would want to reach out to me and call me here at the store, and basically we can set up basically what they're looking at from a turkey or a ham, or if they even wanted to do a different idea, maybe like such as a meat bundle or a meat gift idea. And actually, Brian has some awesome gift baskets that we also do.
Yes, he does.
So if you're the business owner and you're scrambling, I know we're only 4 weeks out from Christmas, right? If you're scrambling around trying to figure out what you want to do for your employees, it's just a different avenue. Some people, maybe not want a ham or a turkey, but it is what it is. That's just. It's a great gift for a business to give to their employees.
I feel like any gift is a good one, right?
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, and he's not here today, but Hy-Vee store director Matt Schweitzer. I feel like this Matt could become a prime rib. Maybe he wants to give all of us prime rib.
That would be nice.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Prime rib for the crew. Another great option for the holidays, though. It does't just have to be ham or turkey.
But it's just nice because, probably your menu choices, especially like at Thanksgiving or Christmas, you're probably going to have a ham or turkey there somewhere. So you know what? A business is going to give you one of those as a thank you for the year, a service. That's great. That's extra money you don't have to spend on the food, and you can buy Christmas presents with. Or you can just come back to the meat department and buy more meat. So,
have you had folks? Because another thing that we need to talk about, you have these awesome meat bundles, which would make a great gift for somebody out there.
Sure.
I find myself coming full circle, having a father that never knows what he wants for Christmas. What do I get my dad for Christmas? Why don't I just get him a bunch of steak? Steak's always a good idea. Maybe I get him some scotch. We got good booze deals here in the store, the baskets you mentioned. But that's got to be something that even a business could consider, is maybe they want to just get some meat bundles and then have that in lieu of a certificate. And then at the same token, if you find yourself with someone that's hard to shop for and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to get so-and-so, talk to Mike. You can put together a whole bunch of meat.
That's a great example. Yeah. We actually have, if you go onto the Hy-Vee website, Hy-Vee.com, or back in the meat department, we have these little pamphlets. We have 10 different meat bundles for any type of budget, from starting off at 25 and we go all the way to 100. And of course, if you wanted to make your own or create your own, we could certainly do that. But you know what? It's just it's an option out there for businesses, for their employees. So
I think it's great. I love our meat department. Those New York strip steaks are my favorite. It's 54 degrees out today. People are still going to be grilling. I don't know what the weather is going to be like on Christmas, but if there is some, I mean, you could stock somebody's freezer. Isn't that a great idea? With a whole bunch of meat. I mean, I just think it's an awesome gift idea, and there's so many fun options under the roof of this store that we have for folks, from the ham or turkey for a business out there, the meat bundles, the baskets that you mentioned that Brian Mueller has in produce. I just hope that people understand that and that they don't feel like they have to go elsewhere.
That is true. You know? I mean, I know even like with my dad, I mean, my dad basically, I mean, he's got everything already. Great, right? But you know what? You know what? Buying him a few steaks that I know that he's going to eat and that I know that that he likes, and I can package it up, wrap it all really nice for him and give it to him. For Christmas, I've done it a couple different times. I've done that a lot for some of my relatives. So
now, what about this prime rib? Because I feel like this might be the year. I might try it. I might try to do the... I'm not embarrassed to say I've never cooked a prime rib. That's fine. I made it to 36, but maybe I want to do it. You could help me out, obviously. Same for anybody that's watching.
Sure.
Prime rib is definitely a treat. If you're thinking about doing it for the holidays, what would you recommend? How much would I need for 4 to 6 people? I know that you've got like guides on how to cook it the right way and how to temp it.
And those are really, really nice. And actually, to be honest with you, that it is a little intimidating because obviously, you know, you're paying quite a bit of money for prime rib, and you don't want to ruin it. And it is like anything else when you're preparing a meal for other people. There is a lot of pressure. But really, to be honest with you, the biggest thing is you don't want to overcook it.
Sure.
And the other most important thing is get a meat thermometer. I mean, and one other thing that I would say is you don't have to do a whole lot of fancy stuff to it because it's already a great piece of meat.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do, you know, you read in those magazines about all kinds of different things you can do, but I really think just kosher salt and garlic salt is pretty simple to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously you can do whatever you want, but certainly, folks, we do have brochures. I do have, all my staff is very well trained as far as cooking goes, if you're looking for cooking tips or anything, and we'll be more than happy to help you. Plus, obviously, the internet's out there for you. But the biggest thing is when you have a prime rib or a rib roast, just start at the beginning and don't overcook it.
Right.
Because you can always get it to that certain temperature, but once it gets up here, you can't reverse it. So that's what most of the times when people say, oh man, I bought a prime rib and it just wasn't very good. Well, I would say the majority of the time, and sometimes, don't get me wrong, you may just have one that falls through the crack and the marbling isn't very well or whatever. But I would say most of the time, if you have a piece of meat that doesn't meet your expectations, it's probably because maybe you just didn't cook it right.
Well,
just saying.
And same thing with all the grilling I did this summer and those New York strips. I got the digital meat thermometer, and it's amazing how long they don't need to cook.
It is.
As soon as you take them off, you got to let them set.
I used to think that I was an expert cook, and then we went to we had a meat seminar, a meat meeting, and one of the speakers, they were just talking about cooking, and he was just recommending, say, you know what, if you really want to be a good cook, but if you think you're an expert cook, take this home, you know, and I recommend you using one of these, like when you're cooking chicken and you're cooking ground beef.
Sure.
I'm here to tell you, folks, you have a meat thermometer. Chicken 165, ground beef, of course I do like 145, but really you should be 165. But I'm here to tell you, same way with steaks, medium rare 145. If you have that with you, I guarantee you,
it's the best.
It's going to help your cooking skills immensely.
My wife thought I had figured it out, and it was the digital thermometer.
Yeah.
Maybe the beer I was drinking along the way. I mean, it could have been both, but yeah, you temp it out, and it's perfect. And then I'm with you as far as
here's a perfect
not
example.
over seasoning.
Last night we cooked a stuffed pork roast, and I had to leave. I had to take my son to religious ed.
Sure.
And it was temped out at like 140, and I needed to get to another 5 degrees, right? Really, which is maybe going to be another 5 or 10 minutes.
Sure.
But I mean, I was telling my wife, okay, so when this gets here, just take it out. So I mean, it's pretty easy. So
it's great though. There's so many good options. I love the certificate for the employees. If you're out there and you own a business and you're looking for a nice way, I mean, a great example. Shout out to Carver Pump for taking care of their people. I mean, these are the best part about this. listen, if you think this is ridiculous, you talk to anybody that works in Monsanto or Bayer, guess what they don't do? They don't complain about where they work because they're well taken care of. Same thing with this Carver pump place. My gosh, they take care of people over there. It's fantastic. So, and it's a simple gesture, but it goes a long way around this time of year for sure. And it's just as easy as having a conversation with this guy, 264-2420, about options that exist. All right, well, I think I got to try the prime rib this year. I don't even know the first thing about what to buy, but I'll just I have the luxury of just being able to talk to you about it whenever I need to. We're 20 days out from Christmas, and if you're looking for that different menu item, just have that conversation. I mean, maybe you want to totally go off the beaten path and do like crab legs, and then maybe it's like ribeyes. I don't know, whatever the case may be. There's no right or wrong Christmas meal.
No,
right?
And I think too, you get even not so much like the meal for Christmas, but like the meals before Christmas, like Christmas Eve and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people, you know, do soups, or some people do pasta.
Yeah.
Some people do sloppy joes. I mean, it's just
awesome.
a mixture, and it's all kind of, you know. I know with our family we do soups on Christmas Eve.
It's great.
And then prime rib on Christmas Day. So there is a mixed bag of what people do for Christmas.
It's awesome. It's nice to be able to break it up.
It's a little bit more menu choices than Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's just great. All right, I appreciate you stopping by.
Cool.
Thanks for
Tony.
the time. Talk to this guy if you need anything. He'll get you taken care of, that's for sure, at your Hy-Vee meat department. All right, we're going to wrap up. I want to say thanks again to Kelly Cunningham. That was great, meeting and talking to Kelly Cunningham for the first time with Senior Resources and Meals on Wheels. What a cool backstory, growing up in Muscatine, going to the University of Iowa to study film. There's an elf on the shelf. There's an elf in real life, Lieutenant Greg Bach. Are those headphones? Look at that. Do we have Lieutenant Bach in the shot really quick? Look at this guy. Making the rounds, filling the kettles.
Heavy kettles.
Yeah?
Heavy kettles is what we like. Heavy
Good.
kettles. Oh, yeah.
Look at this.
It's good.
You are well equipped, having spent time in Michigan. Nothing can phase you otherwise, right?
No, not at all. Come the 18th, it's on.
Oh, it's happening.
Climb to the kettle. Weather-wise, come rain, snow, sleet, or hail, I'll be up there.
Hey, and we should also mention to folks out there another opportunity to help the Salvation Army, Angel Tree Tags. Coming on the tree right outside this market grill by the gift basket station. They pick up the angel tree and they can buy the gifts for the corresponding young person.
Yes. It'll be so it'll go towards the overall general loot of toys.
Perfect.
But if you want to adopt a family and really rock somebody's Christmas, you can call and do that too. So angel tree tags, there's not like a specific name that it goes to.
Okay.
It'll go towards the overall pot of toys. People come in and shop for that. But if you want to adopt a family, if you have a company or your family, a large family, you want to adopt some kids and really rock their Christmas, do it. We can hook you up.
That's great. You're literally swapping out kettles. We had some great bell ringers yesterday that were just getting after it. Yes, Steve?
I was talking with Elfie.
You were talking with Elfie?
Yes.
Yes.
And this is very important.
This is important.
He really appreciates your support.
Hold on. Here, say it into here.
No, Elfie really appreciates your support, he appointed you Big Elfie. You need to put that on.
Big Elfie, huh?
Yeah, Big Elfie.
Big Elfie.
Right.
This is perfect.
Does
Does Elfie know how big my head is? Because it's really big.
Well,
it's really big.
He made that personally,
Okay.
so.
Yeah, I think it fits.
Yeah.
Big Elfie.
And then he sent you this note if you would read it out loud.
Elfie sent me this. Big Elfie, please go hide and we will go find you. Honest. So little Elfie wants me, can I just go hide in my basement on my sectional? And then Lieutenant Bach takes over.
I can, hey, welcome to Hy-Vee, everybody.
There you go. Listen, I'll be hiding at my house for the rest of the day. My boss is gone for the day. But as far as you know, I'm just hiding in the store. And I don't stick out like a sore thumb at 6'4.5", a little bit of weight. You don't know where I am. This is great. I have the day off.
All you got to do is this, Tony. Let me show you. All you got to do is this.
I'm ready.
Ready? That's what you got to do.
Okay. And then he disappeared. He's gone. Lieutenant Bach is gone. I don't know where he went. That's amazing. And now he's back.
Now I'm back. See? Just like that. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do.
You want to talk about people I have literally a big head. Figuratively, humble as heck. Literally, size 8. I have a size 8 hat. This thing is massive. It's so tight right now.
How tight is it?
My brain is pulsating. Yeah. All right, I love it. I saw you walking in, so this is good. You can stop by anytime you're here. If this show's happening, you pop in. Are we getting closer to the goal of $180,000? Have we narrowed the gap at all? What's the update?
About 15,000 now.
15,000.
Yep.
Okay.
So we're getting there. Hopefully, with it being December and folks are now in the giving mood.
Yes.
Thanksgiving's over, so people are like out shopping. They're looking at toys. Man, this video right here, look at these people. This is from the Bronx Salvation Army. They are like really breaking it down. So that shows you can be creative at the kettle, and it is completely okay.
Yeah.
Whatever draws attention to you at the kettle and sounding the alarm on what the need in the community is, do it. We want it to be to you to do it and have it happen. So, yeah, we're getting closer little by little. I'm going to climb out that kettle on the 18th of December, and I'm not going to come down until we reach our goal. So help me not die in the kettle at Hy-Vee.
Please. It's great. So $15,000 towards the overall goal of 180. And, I appreciate everything that you do. And please pop in anytime you want.
17 days left in the kettle season, so get up there and ring that bell for us.
And look at this. He doesn't even have any cookies in his pockets, it doesn't appear. He's cookie-less.
I was totally going to go get one, too. And then I thought...
Listen, I just want you to know this is a whole thing. My coworkers are like, I saw that guy on your show. He did eat a cookie really slow. And I'm like, I know, right? It wasn't just me.
But then I shoved it in my mouth. Remember, I have a big mouth, so yeah.
Listen, we remember.
I love cookies. I love chocolate. I love donuts. Yeah. There was a story a long time ago about a guy who worked at Hershey, who unfortunately passed away. But he passed away when he fell into the big vat of chocolate at Hershey. And I thought to myself, as a chocolate lover, that's how I'd want to go out.
Yeah. Burned alive, but it was chocolate, so it was okay.
I'd be eating every ounce as I was getting burned up.
It's my favorite part of Willy Wonka.
I'm getting out of here.
All right, Lieutenant Greg Bach, Salvation Army.
Thanks, guys.
Good to see you. We sell these hats? Elfie. And then we have Elfie. I think Steve, we airdropped it. Steve and I have the same phone. We have good taste. Look at that. We have good taste with the red iPhone 11. There he is, Elfie, hanging out in the meat department. Put a little seasoning on that, Elfie. You got to No, don't cook Elfie, please. Don't cook him. We need him. Take a selfie with Elfie. I feel like Steve's going to win the $100 gift card. He's probably taking selfies with him all day. He's getting after it. It's all happening. This is fantastic. Elfie, you find him, you use the hashtag Hy-Vee Elfie Selfie. You tag Helpful Smiles TV, HSTV, and you have a chance to win a $100 Hy-Vee gift card. I also like right next to it, it says, beef up your menu. Try something new. Yes, Steve. And honest. You will try and find me. Well, it depends on who you ask, but most people would say that I'm hard at work at the store. Some people would say I'm sitting at my desk. Some people would say I'm walking around taking the pictures, but it's all relevant. Oh, boy. Almost had an Alex Armstrong bombing, but I caught him out of the corner of my eye. Santa's favorite little helper, Alex Armstrong. How you doing, pal?
Good. How are you doing?
Were you just having breakfast?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it was delicious.
Yeah, you feeling good?
I'm feeling great. I'm really full right now, so I might go home and take a nap.
Good.
But other than that, yeah, breakfast is awesome here.
I will say that we had a very successful fundraiser last Friday night. Mississippi Brew, almost $2,600 raised, and then this taco eating contest you guys had. I think you had close to over $6,000 raised. It's going to go to various causes. Leanne reached out about helping the Salvation Army. I love it.
Yeah, Salvation Army, Jesus Mission, a little bit for Shop with a Cop, and some Toys for Tots.
And the Tony Tone Human Fund, right?
Yeah, well, Tony needs a new skateboard fund. That's what we're putting it towards, most of it.
Big skateboard.
Yeah. It's a long board.
All right, I love it. I'm glad you almost snuck up on me. That would have been two people sneaking up, but I just happened to look and I saw out of the corner of my eye with my hat whipping around.
I'll get it next time.
Yeah, better luck next time. Hey, today is December 5th. Good to see you, buddy. It's National Repeal Day, so I believe it was on this day several years ago. The Prohibition was repealed, and we could start hitting the sauce again, everybody. You want to see how good my hat hair is going to be? Yoink, look at that. Oh, not too bad. Used enough hairspray. Feel good about the amount of hairspray I used. Feel pretty good about that. So it's National Repeal Day. Anybody else jumping in the background? Okay. It's National Bathtub Party Day. Rubber Ducky, you're the one. Do you have a bathtub? Got the one, 3 full bathrooms in my house. The one has two tubs. Thinking about redoing a bathroom. Can't really get rid of the tub yet because got the young kids. They like taking a bath. It makes sense. And it's also International Ninja Day. So shout out to anybody that's out there. You never know. If it's an international ninja, could they be here in disguise? Is Alex Armstrong an international ninja? I don't know. We talked to Will Solomon the other day with One Fight Club, a little bit of karate and mixed martial arts. That would be applicable, I feel like. All right. I want to mention 2 Weeks of Love, Santa, the Hawkeye game, and then the Scan Away Hunger, and we're going to get out of here. So 2 Weeks of Love, it's happening right now, 19th annual event. As I've been sitting here just getting peppered with text messages, it seems like the bicycle donation from Viola Werner and her friends is going to happen tonight, 5:15, dropping off several brand new bicycles at Krieger's. Awesome on them for doing that, and definitely need some toys as well. And if you're looking to volunteer this Saturday, 9 a.m. at Calvary Church to help unload the Hawkeye hauler. So the weeks are reversed. First time ever in 19 years, asking for toys now through Friday, tomorrow. And then food next week. Because of the Christmas distribution for the Salvation Army, it would have been impossible to deliver a semi full of toys, have it sorted out and ready to go. So that's why this is happening. Need toys bad. Need toys bad. Over 1,000 people need help. Please contribute. Come to a place like Hy-Vee. Take your toy over to the truck. It all stays local, 100% right here in Muscatine. All right, Santa and Mrs. Claus coming back to Hy-Vee this Saturday, December 7th, 2 days from now, if you're playing along at home, 10 a.m. till noon. Get a picture with Santa and Mrs. Claus. No cost, I should say. Free to get your picture taken. We had Santa and Mrs. Claus in November. People thought it was too early. Over 75 kids took a picture with Santa, so what do we know? But they're back this Saturday, 10 till noon. Then we'll have breakfast with Santa and Mrs. Claus next Saturday, from 9 to 11 here in the Market Grill Express. And then on Sunday, December 22nd, the last time Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus will be coming to town. So keep that in mind if you're looking to get a picture with the kids, grandkids, nieces, or nephews. No cost for that. They'll be set up in the front of aisle 11 here at your Muscatine Hy-Vee store. Santa and Mrs. Claus in the house. How about this? Iowa Hawkeye men's basketball going on. Of course, the season is happening. Probably a little late getting into this, but that's all right. Nonetheless, we're ready to go. Cheer on Muscatine's own Joe Wieskamp and the Iowa Hawkeye men's basketball team here in the Market Grill Express. Hawkeye basketball in action tomorrow, Friday. You can watch the game, enjoy appetizers for $5, 50-cent draft beer, except for the Bourbon County that we still have left. $6 cheeseburger and fries, best burger in Muscatine, period. Fresh, never frozen. Beef? Where's the beef? It's in the Market Grill Express. Of course, Iowa Hawkeye basketball back in action this coming Monday, December 9th. And then on December 12th, 1 week from today, it's Iowa State basketball. Big clash on the basketball court. Of course, Joe Wieskamp in his sophomore season, having a lot of fun. Great person, better basketball player. Probably better person, great basketball player. Joe Wieskamp, awesome story for Muscatine. Support him and watch the Hawkeyes right here. Still waiting to get Bobby Hansen on the show. Bobby Hansen, former Iowa Hawkeye, former Chicago Bull, won a championship with Michael Jordan, friend of the show, works with the Better Business Bureau in Cedar Rapids, trying to get him right here to talk about the Better Business Bureau, Hawkeye Hoops. And then my intent is to have Gary Dolphin back, the voice of the Hawkeyes, and Bobby Hansen for a breakfast event here in the Market Grill Express. Last but not least, opportunity to give again. Here we go. Scan Away Hunger. $2 donation for MCSA, Muscatine Center for Social Action. Come to Hy-Vee or Hy-Vee Main Street. You can add $2 to your bill. That money goes right to MCSA on Iowa Avenue, downtown Muscatine. Awesome opportunity to support them. I know that we're talking about a lot of different giving and asks. I get it, but it is the season, and if you can afford to add $2 to your bill, I would strongly encourage you do so. Scan Away Hunger this holiday season. Love MCSA, love Senior Resources, Salvation Army, a lot of great places doing good because the need is there. I mean, we're talking about over 1,000 people that need help with Christmas assistance. We're talking about 175 senior citizens that signed up for Christmas baskets with Senior Resources, and there's 50 seniors left. Go to Senior Resources on Mulberry here in Muscatine. I can't think of the address, right near the hospital on Mulberry. Go to Senior Resources and sponsor a senior if you're able to. It'll make a big difference. That is for sure. All right. I want to say thanks again to Kelly Cunningham with Meals on Wheels. She's the Meals on Wheels coordinator with Senior Resources. A lot of fun talking with her. Mike Church with the Hy-Vee Meat Department. Of course, we appreciate his time. Thanks for watching this show. Please email me guest suggestions, hyveetoday@gmail.com. We love hearing from you. hyveetoday@gmail.com. It's on the screen right here. It's over here. It's right here. And then we'll go this way. Yes! hyveetoday@gmail.com. Call the store, 563-264-2420. You can email me personally, TonyToneShow@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. And if you got something going on we need to know about, and if I don't know, I'm relying on y'all, right? So please help me continue to serve the community via this little program here that we do. Thanks to our friends at CBI Bank and Trust, B.O.B. Bob Howard. You know who would look good in a Santa hat? B.O.B. Bobby Howard. Bob, you need this hat? Make you a good deal, Bob. Normally, it's, I don't know how much it is. Normally, it's $10 for you, Bob, $17.50. Just for Bobby and the crew at CBI Bank and Trust, of course, the Hy-Vee Super Bank. Good people. Thanks to Toyota Muscatine for their sponsorship of the Toyota Muscatine Cart Cam. Pretty cool, and definitely think we are going to give away a couple oil changes soon via the Toyota Muscatine Cart Cam. Go see them if you need anything, and then team staffing with any. They hire people. They create. They work to help people get jobs. That's super cool. Great opportunities there. Tomorrow's Friday. We'll have our show at 8:30. I'm selfishly excited, personally excited. Tomorrow, one of my favorite things I get to do every year for the last 4 or 5 years, I will go across the street for the Crossroads Christmas party and play music for 60 to 80 of my dear friends, folks that work at Crossroads. They're great people. I've known a lot of them for a long time. Can't wait to see everybody tomorrow, play some tunes, and then I'll get to hang out with Santa and Mrs. Claus on Saturday. Boy, my social calendar is just booked. How about it? Right? And the holiday stroll is going on tomorrow night. Is that correct? Holiday stroll. Is the Journal still running it? Nobody works there. I don't know how they're doing it, but it's going on downtown. Go support the holiday stroll. Get into town. I mean, maybe I'll take over the holiday stroll. I don't know. Listen, it's still going on. It's a good event. Any excuse to get in downtown Muscatine. They close off the streets. I think Hy-Vee will have some hot chocolate and cookies at the chamber. So check that out, holiday stroll. I like the holiday stroll. When I was at the radio station, the Journal tried to block us out from the holiday stroll. So I have a little bit of a rub left. But listen, it all worked out well for me, and the stroll's still going on, which is good for you. So go support the stroll tomorrow night, downtown Muscatine. What time, Steve? I don't know. It starts at a certain time, and it ends at a certain time. If I had to fancy a guess, I'd say probably 5:30 or 6 p.m. You'll know because most of downtown streets closed off. Like the sound effects are free. Thanks for watching this show. We'll see you tomorrow at 8:30. You need anything, reach out to me. I'm here for you, and we hope to get you taken care of. And listen, if you need a Santa hat, this one is spoken for. Big Elfie. Why not just tall Elfie? Or big and tall Elfie? Plus size Elfie. I will happily wear this and stretch it out a little bit. Have a great rest of your day or a good evening. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Big Elfie.
You're watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone.
Be very, very quiet while hunting wabbits.
We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community.
I'm trying to emote for the play that the alumni are putting on in Wilton this Friday, Saturday.
Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.